Please be seated. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Teresa Swickla, and I'm the principal with our Comeback Kids Charter. I'm pleased to welcome you to the 2022 Comeback Kids graduation ceremony and to express our gratitude for your presence at today's celebration of the achievements of our graduates. We also recognize those parents, family, friends, significant others, educators, and the community who have surrounded our graduates with unwavering support. Commencement means beginning, and we look at this graduation as a new beginning from the end of formal education to the education in life. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I invite you to please stand as we begin our program with the presentation of the colors by the Leadership Military Academy under the direction of Captain Joe Vines, Drill Instructor Anthony Torres. This will be followed by Alejandra Milan leading the Pledge of Allegiance.
Place your right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Thank you, Ms. Milan, Captain Vines, and cadets for a beautiful tribute. Before we begin, I'd like to take a moment of silence to honor our graduates of 2022 who are no longer with us. I would like to acknowledge several distinguished guests who are with us today. Please hold your applause until all dignitaries have been introduced. It is my privilege to introduce the Riverside County Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Edwin Gomez. I am pleased to introduce members of the Riverside County Board of Education, Dr. Wendell Tucker, Vice President, Riverside County Board of Education, Barbara Hale, Member, Riverside County Board of Education, Elizabeth Romero, Member, Riverside County Board of Education, Bruce Dennis, Member, Riverside County Board of Education. Your presence, support, and leadership are greatly appreciated. Please also join me in welcoming Dr. Ruth Perez, Deputy Superintendent. I am also pleased to introduce the members of the Superintendent's Cabinet. Okay. Next, I'd like to acknowledge and introduce our administrative team from Alternative Education and Special Education. Our Executive Director, Alternative Education, Dr. Deanna McCarty. Alternative Education Administrator, Randy Kovacevic. My co-principal, Janice Della Grammaticus. Principals Lucy Gonzalez, Sandra Penaloza, Chris McDonald, Dr. Vincent Chabot, Thank you. Commencement provides another opportunity to recognize RCOE's amazing faculty and staff who are dedicated to providing the highest quality education and to making a positive difference in the lives of our students. I'd like to acknowledge our CDPs, our psychologists, our teachers, clerical and instructional support staff for their dedication, commitment to the success of every student. Please stand and be recognized. Some students have distinguished themselves through their outstanding academic achievements. To earn a gold honor stole, these students needed to reflect the highest standards in social and academic excellence. Students with honor stoles, please stand and be recognized. Congratulations, students, on your exemplary achievement. At this time, I'd like to invite Dr. Edwin Gomez, Riverside County Superintendent of Schools, great supporter and advocate for students, to share a few words.
Thank you, Principal Squicla, and good evening to everyone that is here tonight, to our dignitaries, to our educators in the audience, to our parents, the wonderful family members that are here. And let's give a big round of applause to our graduating seniors tonight. It is with great pride that I welcome you to this graduation ceremony. I think this is such an amazing, such a beautiful time where we're able to recognize and acknowledge the wonderful work of our students. This is my second graduation season as county superintendent, and I have to tell you, and I think we can all agree, that these past 2 years have been extremely difficult. They've been extremely challenging. In my 25 years as an educator, these 2 years have really taught us a lot of things, but I think one thing that we can say with confidence, the lesson that we have learned is that our students are extremely resilient, they are extremely courageous, and they have persevered through adversity and challenges. I want to say that while CBK may stand for Comeback Kids, I believe that it also stands for courage, belief, and knowledge. Each of our graduates here today exhibited the courage to enroll in a program that better fits their needs, maintained a strong belief in themselves to complete their graduation requirements, and our graduates now have the knowledge and the power to be successful in their lives. How many people believe that today? So to the CBK class of 2022, we stand here, you stand here on the precipice of your future. It is not a distant reality anymore. It begins today, it begins here. And what you're establishing is going to be for an entire lifetime. You began your public school education as children, but you're leaving here as adults. And your K-12 education will serve as that platform to launch yourselves into a brighter future, into a brighter reality, and it has the power to change not just your local communities, but the entire world. Some of you will go on to college, others will go straight into the workforce, but each one of you will travel your own path. And my message tonight is very simple, it's very concrete. The fact that you're here tonight is indicative of your courage, it's indicative of your belief in yourself, it's indicative that you have a promising future ahead of you. And my concluding thought is this: if every student in this graduating class is able to do what you have been called to do, just imagine the impact that you're going to make in the world. The future is truly in your hands. It's in our hands, so let's make the most of it. So congratulations to our seniors, and best wishes as you continue on life's journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Gomez, for your inspirational message. It is now my honor to introduce Dr. Wendell Tucker, Vice President, Riverside County Board of Education, to share a few special remarks.
Good evening, everybody. It's great to be here with all of you tonight. On behalf of the Board of Education, it is my honor to be able to address you. And first of all, I want to express our appreciation to Dr. Gomez and his entire staff and up here, and especially to each of you, the staff members that are out here in the audience and have made this possible for these students today. You know, you have stood by these students and helped them throughout these past couple of years that have been particularly challenging for those of us in education to accomplish the things that we need to accomplish for your success. You have done that. They are your mentors. Keep them in mind as you go forward, because mentors are what makes you successful into the future. And now to the parents, the grandparents, the family members, the church members, the community members, and everybody else that is here tonight and to celebrate this great event. You have stood by these students and supported them through all of the challenges and obstacles, as well as their successes. And we want you to know how much we appreciate that and how much the students appreciate that. I leave you with one quick thought, though, parents, and that's the story of the eagle. The young eagle doesn't learn how to fly until the mother pushes him or her out of the nest. So we're at that point in time, folks, where the nest maybe needs to be empty. So keep that in mind. You know, Dr. Gomez said this is his second season of doing these types of events. I started this in 1966, so if you all can figure out how many of these I've been to, that'd be good for you. The one thing I do know about commencements and commencement speakers is you're not going to remember much about what I said as soon as I sit down, and I'm the only person standing between you and a great party, so I will keep my remarks short. To you, the graduate class of 2022, I have just a few things to share with you. First of all, a couple of words that I want you to keep in mind and think about. The first of those words is milepost. Milepost is defined as a marker along a destination, a point of time as you move on that destination. Tonight, you are at a mile marker. You are not at your destination. You are at a mile marker. The second thing that I want to talk about, which in my mind specifically speaks to each and every one of you that are here tonight, is the word perseverance. Because Comeback Kids means that you came back. You made the decision to do something additional in your life. And so you have persevered, even among the obstacles that you have faced in life. So I leave you with these words. Remember the situations and the obstacles and the people that got in your way and caused you to maybe have some difficulties. Remember those situations and avoid them into the future. At the same time, think about and appreciate those people that help you get to a point of success, and surround yourself with them as you go forward. There's an old saying that says, if you want to go fast, then you go alone. If you want to go far, then you go together. And so find the people that will help you go far in life. Perseverance got you here, and it'll keep you moving forward. And there's one last story I want to share with you that occurred in my life as I was attending university. We had a university professor that every year, not professor, but president, every year gave the opening speech. And every year he would tell us how difficult life was going to be and how hard it was going to be in college. And we might find ourselves in that situation where we think we are totally done. We are at the end of our rope, as they say. His concluding remark was, tie a knot and hang on. Congratulations, class of 2022.
Thank you, Vice President Tucker. At this time, I'd like to introduce our student speaker. Our graduation speaker will share her inspirational story and her journey to this pivotal point in her life. Her story not only inspires us, but reminds those who helped along the way of their extreme importance in this journey to success. It is now my great pleasure to present to you our student speaker, Cecilia Rosales.
Got my glasses this time. Good evening. Riverside County Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Edwin Gomez, member of the Riverside County Board of Education, Assistant Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Charles Newman, Executive Director of Alternative Education, Deanna McCarthy, administrators, teachers, parents, family members, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2022. My name is Cecilia Rosales, and it is an honor to represent the Comeback Kids graduating class. As I stand before you today, I'm reminded of a story I once heard. There once lived a very wealthy king that had no children or family to inherit all his riches. So he came up with an idea. He made an announcement that everyone in his kingdom, saying all his riches were up for grabs if a simple task was completed. To inherit my riches, you must swim across the river and back, said the king. Immediately, several people started taking off their shoes, getting ready to swim. Not so fast, said the king. The king then picked up a piece of fish and tossed it into the water. The water started rippling, and suddenly huge crocodiles emerged to fight over the scraps. Looking closer, people began noticing that the water was completely infested with hungry crocodiles. This stopped people in their tracks. The task was too risky to complete. They doubted that they were skilled enough swimmers to safely make it across. So they waited and watched. Suddenly, a loud splash was heard. Everyone looked and saw one brave soul swimming and being chased by the hungry crocodiles. The man somehow managed to make it to the other side of the river and back without being eaten. The king ran over and exclaimed, "Congrats! You completed a simple task, and you will inherit my riches. Do you have anything to say?" The man looked at the king and then looked at the crowd and asked, "Yeah, who pushed me?" The point of the story is when you are faced with a challenge or doubt, sometimes all we need is a push. For me, there were several people that pushed me to get me here today. The very first person to inspire me to have the courage to approach the water ledge was a family member, Raul Alvarado. His own journey of getting his diploma showed me that it was possible to achieve the goals you set out for yourself. Even when you lose the sight of the horizon as you slowly make your way across the water. Raul, thank you for reminding me that I'm courageous. I also want to give thanks to a very special person, my daughter, mi hija, Adriana Rosales. She became my life vest on this journey. When the waters got rough and I was so close to giving up, she was the voice of reason and encouragement in my ear, saying, "Mom, you got this." Adriana, you've been by my side through this whole journey. This goal, accomplishment, I share with you because you were there when the waters were rough, and more importantly, you were there to celebrate my successes along the way. I cannot thank you enough for all your support and encouragement you gave me throughout this whole process. I love you, hija. I would also like to thank the person who literally pushed me into the water, the CBK program, the principal, Miss Teresa Schwickla. One day, while at work, I asked her what programs and resources were offered at the Learning Center. She lit up as she explained about the Comeback Kids program. At that point, I mentioned that one of my life goals was to earn my diploma. She whipped out that paperwork so quickly that I didn't have time to think or doubt or run out of the office. Next thing I knew, I was pushed into the water and making my way towards earning my high school diploma. Teresa, thank you for helping me begin this journey. At this point, it was sink or swim. I had to change my mindset from I can't to I will. The second chances don't come often, and I was lucky enough to be given an opportunity to make it right. Pero let me tell you that the water was very deep and choppy at times. During this 4-year journey, I learned so much. The first day of school, I met my first teacher, Miss Mindy, and insecurely, immediately wanted to drown me. I've been out of school for over 30 years. Don't try to do the math, please. I started thinking that too much time has passed, and there was no way I could get my high school diploma. Not at my age. I asked myself, how bad did I want this? My answer was real bad. So I shook off negative thoughts, and I decided to keep swimming. It's now or never. Then I was handed my laptop by Miss Edna, the dropout prevention specialist. She put the laptop in my hands with a big smile and said, "Here." I never told her, but I was thinking, a laptop? What happened to good old chalkboards, paper, and pencil? Zoom meeting over the computer? ¿Qué es eso? Luckily, the CBK resources were there to push me along, and I quickly learned my way around the computer. I learned how to switch between internet tabs, use the snippet tool, send emails, and how to utilize the Google Waffle. I was feeling good, you could say confident, but then I started math. I felt like I was sinking again. I must admit, a few tears were shed as I struggled to solve from X, Y, and Z. Isn't math supposed to be just numbers? I somehow kept my head above water, and I used my free tutoring by the CBK, and I never missed my appointment with my teacher, Ms. Villegas. I stayed for hours to take advantage of the extra help. We drank Starbucks to get us through it all. I had plenty of questions, took notes for my assignments. The one-on-one format with my teacher kept me afloat along this journey. Thank you, Ms. Villegas. You got on my level and constantly reminded me that sí se puede. Today, I would like to leave you with 3 inspirational thoughts in English and in Spanish. Sin olvidar mis raíces, to guide you as you transition to your next phase of life. First, never let age define your opportunities. As long as you're alive and have ganas, the drive, the possibilities are endless. Swim into the water because rivers become oceans. Destinations become endless opportunities. Primero, No permitas que la edad defina tus oportunidades. Mientras tengas vida y ganas de seguir, las posibilidades son interminables. Ponte a nadar en las aguas, porque los ríos se convierten en oceanos y los destinos se convertirán en infinitas oportunidades. Second, the water won't always be choppy. Go with the current and keep moving forward. Trust that life will take you to the shore. Little by little, you are swimming towards your next successful achievement. Las aguas no siempre estarán agitadas. Hay que ir con la corriente y seguir avanzando, confiando en la vida que te va a llevar a donde quieres ir. Poco a poco nos vamos acercando a la meta, logrado el éxito buscado. And lastly, reaching the shore does not mean that the journey is over. It's simply another launching point back into the water. Go out and discover new things. Push yourself. You might surprise yourself in the end. Who knows? You may even end up standing in front of your graduating class giving a speech. Por último, llegar a la orilla no significa que el viaje haya terminado. Es simplemente otro punto de partida para regresar a las aguas. Sal y descubre cosas nuevas. Esfuérzate. Te podrías sorprender al final. ¿Quién sabe? Podrías terminar tú mismo parado frente a tu clase de graduación dando un discurso. As we gather here, waiting to walk across the stage, I encourage you to think about the story of the King and about who pushed you into the water, who acted as your lifesaver during this journey. I'm sure for many of you, friends, family members, CBK teachers, administrators, and your own children come in mind. In fact, I also want to take this opportunity to thank my children, Fabian, Adriana, Hector Jr., Bibiana, Lindsay, and my husband, Hector. Thank you all for being so patient while I ignore everyone to study. Join me now to take a minute to show gratitude with a round of applause to those here that have pushed you to this moment. And let us not forget that you and I deserve to be recognized as well. It has taken a lot of work for each of us to get here. We each had our own rivers to swim. Your drive, your courage, and ganas got you here. You pushed yourself. Be proud of what you have achieved. You kept swimming, and now you can enjoy your rewards. Este es nuestro momento. This is our moment. Congratulations, class of 2022.
Thank you for sharing your inspirational story with us. At this time, Dr. Deanna McCarty, Executive Director, Alternative Education, will present the class to Elizabeth Romero, member of the Riverside County Board of Education, for acceptance.
I love this part. I am pleased to present the Comeback Kids Class of 2022 for acceptance by the Riverside County Board of Education, and I hereby certify that the members of the Comeback Kids Class of 2022 have completed all requirements established by the State of California and the Riverside County Board of Education for high school graduation, high school equivalency, or certificate of completion.
On behalf of the Riverside County Board of Education, I wholeheartedly accept the Comeback Kids Class of 2022.
And now, the moment many of you have been waiting for, the presentation of the diplomas. Lucy Gonzalez and Sandra Penaloza, please come to the podiums. Board members, go ahead and take your place on the stage.
Jacob Reyes.
María Ahumada.
Marcelino Atilano.
Alfredo Gutiérrez.
Abriano Mott.
Carla Torres Gómez.
Valerie Muralles.
Cassandra Fuentes.
Jocelyn Gonzalez.
Lemari Ardella.
Rudy Meraz.
Jada Howell.
Aurora Marin.
Daisy Ramirez Rodríguez.
María Salas.
Angel Fuentes.
Sebastian Ramirez.
Kayla Winters.
Alejandra Millán.
Alina Garcia.
Cecilia Rosales.
Jonathan Esparza.
Juan Varela.
Junior Villegas Rodas.
Kaylee Howard Smith.
Matthew Gilling.
Elizabeth Rodriguez.
David Reed.
Vivian Marquez.
Malaya Leela Taylor.
Richard Rodriguez.
Jared Martin.
Diana Severiano.
Nayeli Araujo.
Eric Bravo.
Emily Hernandez.
Agustin Rivera.
Garrett Bragg.
Amaya Lujan.
Isabella Palafox.
Michelle Marcial.
Claudia Rodin.
Leonard Carlos.
Isabel Leiva.
Basie Garcia Martinez.
Luis Enriquez.
Skylar Nesty.
Alondra Enriquez Navarez.
Brianna McFarland,
Sofía Fragoso.
Raymond Rodriguez,
Cassandra Cristescu.
John Jameson,
Tristan Lang.
Conan Tautala,
Killian Shore.
Isaiah Tautala,
Carrie Ellis.
Sonia Samaripa,
Jaden Jimenez.
Alize Durant,
Caleb Senye.
Evan Garcia,
Michael Santiago.
Gabriel Niemeyer,
Amelia Quesada.
Enrique Fregoso,
Eric Orgeron.
Susana Vega Dominguez,
Rosalba Garcia.
Eduardo Marín,
Melissa Mitchell Veloz.
Timothy Perkins,
Perla Alexandra Campos.
Xavier Trevino,
Malia Rodriguez.
Adriana Leonides,
Tuki Cheek.
Nemesis Avila,
Max Mendez.
Roy Rayos,
Haley Carlson.
Nicholas Gutierrez,
Ivion Sanders.
Dylan Juarez,
Elexibet de Loera.
Brianna Lopez,
Jamie Butler.
Monica Avila,
Jacqueline Munoz.
Marissa Dominguez,
Brian Pineda.
John Noriega,
Ulises Hernández Romero.
Elicia Aviles,
Gavin Giles.
Felicia Juarez,
Verónica Montañez.
Priscilla Almanza,
Matthew Gamboa.
Benjamin Jr. Negrete,
Gilbert Ria.
Rachel Valerie Fierro,
Brian Koger.
Dulce Vargas,
Victor Antuna.
Claudia Selva,
Devin Brown.
Molina Lopez,
Larissa Castrejon.
Jared Nindam.
Nevin Oaks.
Lavon Irving.
Reese Moore.
Amy Hernandez.
Alexander Ayala Rosa.
Ruben Lara Rincon.
Victor Abrasaldo.
Deontay Carson.
Jocelyn Castro.
Keyshawn Thomas.
Keely Bishop.
Aquinist Finch.
Jessica Chilson.
Oscar Rios.
Allison Sheehan.
Amaya Mitchell.
Jennifer Ash.
Raydell Mitchell.
Madison Thompson.
Ernesto Arizaga Barragan.
Angel Mayoral.
Chauncey Williams.
Valerie Barberine.
Mario Ramirez Becerra.
Tiana Adams.
Shalini Singh.
Yanev Delgado.
Caroline Rivas.
Jacobo Juarez.
Allure Berryman.
Tania Garcia Martinez.
Jacqueline Lemus Ureña.
Edgar Lopez.
Sonia Renteria Martinez.
Devin Moran.
Juana Celis.
Cesar Tejeda.
Rosalina Gomez.
Elijah Jackson.
Mercedes Yanez.
Ashley Barron.
Tristan Lujan.
Daisy Jaimes.
Christian Gutierrez.
Yaritz Espitia.
Tamara West.
Vanessa Espitia.
Macy Nunez.
Steven Villalobos. Pedro González Lucas. Jessy Rodríguez.
Please be seated. I would like to introduce my co-principal, Janice Delagrammaticus, to offer some special closing remarks.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations, class of 2022. Comeback Kids has prepared you well to take the next step in your lives. Consider this day, your push into the water. You are ready to swim towards your next big goal. As a school, our entire CBK staff has put a lot of thought into considering what is unique about a Comeback Kids graduate. And as you make your way through life, we want you to keep in mind the Comeback Kids grad's way, because CBK graduates are growth-minded. With practice, you can do anything you set your mind to. So stay positive, believe in yourselves, and remember the power of yet. You are resourceful. Don't wait for a solution to a problem. Be the problem solver. Look for opportunity. You will find plenty. You are actively engaged. Listen to others. Be a part of the conversation. Collaborate and give your input. You are determined. Stick-to-itiveness might not be a word, but we all know what it is, and it got you where you are today. You are socially responsible. Make a difference in your families, your communities, and in the world. Class of 2022, you inspire us, and we could not be more proud of you. Congratulations, and I can't wait. Thank you. We'll just stop there. There you go. Now, in keeping with a long-standing tradition, graduates, please stand. Turn around, face the audience. Now, move your tassels. Move your tassels from the left to the right, or right to the left. Congratulations, you have now graduated.
Thank you. Audience, we ask that you remain seated, keeping all aisles free for the graduates as they exit the auditorium. You may meet your graduate outside where they will be waiting for you.